Welcome to the This Justin podcast by your host, Justin. And today is February 8th, 2021, aka the day after the Super Bowl. So, obviously, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 55. If you don't know who won, you must have been living under a rock, man. Because, man, it was surprising too. All right, the Bucs won the Super Bowl. Tom Brady gets a seventh Super Bowl championship. That's incredible as it is. And think about it. He left New England and Bill Belichick, whom many people were disputing who was behind most of the success in New England, Bill Belichick or Tom Brady. Bill Belichick, though, to his credit, I think a lot of people are over criticizing him, considering that he did not have a good team in New England whatsoever. Look, his starting quarterback in Cam Newton, I got nothing against the guy. The guy cannot throw the football at all. He's just not Cam Newton anymore. I think Cam Newton has fallen off since he made the Super Bowl and he was like the MVP and lost to Peyton Manning and the Broncos. He's not the same. I don't think he gets a starting quarterback job. I don't think he gets it. So look at the team New England had. I mean, Bill Belichick had nothing. And I know some could argue, it's Bill Belichick's fault that Tom Brady left New England, because if Bill Belichick wanted him to stay, Tom Brady would have stayed. Nevertheless, I'm not going to harshly criticize him too much for him not being able to accomplish anything with a terrible roster. So, anyway, as I was saying, a lot of people were comparing Bill Belichick, Tom Brady was deserving of more success. And if there's ever a day to make the point for Tom Brady, it is today. Tom Brady won his seventh. And it's not like he was carried there. It's not like he didn't contributed greatly to it. Man, you just gotta, and you look at Tom Brady, who left New England. He joins Tampa Bay, who I believe haven't won the Super Bowl since 2002. He went to a different team and won a Super Bowl his first year. That is incredible. You know how difficult that is? He upped Joe Montana. Like, wow. And look at the road he went to just to get to the Super Bowl. He went up against an underrated Washington team whose defense could give anyone problems, and it was for a bit. That's a reason why it was a close game between Washington and the Bucs. They passed that matchup. They win that matchup. Who they go up to face? They go up to face the New Orleans Saints' elite defense. Drew Brees. And man, Tom Brady was spectacular. He was a better quarterback by far. And Drew Brees' days are numbered. We knew that coming in. And I believe he's retiring. Next matchup, because he won that one. Next matchup, he goes up against Aaron Rodgers, whom some have, before Patrick Mahomes, many were arguing Aaron Rodgers is a far more talented, skilled quarterback. He's probably the most skilled and talented quarterback of all time. Nevertheless, he still lost to Tom Brady and the Bucs. Now, in all fairness, a lot of people could look at his second half. Yeah, he thrown 3 picks in the second half. He threw one right to the guy. But hey, I look at his first half. I think he closed the game in the first half, even though it got close. It was a nail biter for a minute or two. The Tom Brady was spectacular in throwing the football. Remember that little, before the half ended, that little drive Tom Brady went, scoring a touchdown. The end to go into halftime. That was like, man, it depends how you look at it. I'm looking at it as Tom Brady beating Drew Brees Aaron Rodgers, and now he goes to the Super Bowl. And he's continuing. This is by far his best game of the postseason. By far. And it was not just Brady. It was Gronk too. it was the New England show in Tampa Bay. The Brady and Gronk show. Brady and Gronk worked together and got 2 touchdowns before the half ended. And you could tell Gronk's size. Gronk is a big guy. Gronk's size just was difficult for the Chiefs to handle. They weren't. I don't know if he was playing during that first matchup during the regular season. But whatever Gronk, I think, and it's clear as day, Tampa Bay made adjustments, and especially defensively. You look at this. A lot of people are talking about the refs. A lot of people are talking about the refs, saying the refs were completely biased with Tampa Bay. And don't get me wrong, I felt they favored Tampa Bay more in calls than the Chiefs, and that might be an understatement. Nevertheless, I look at, are we going to blame the refs for Patrick Mahomes only throwing for 9 for 19, 67 yards in the first half? Are we going to blame the refs for that? Not Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes was terrible, and it's not his fault. I think we got to credit this Tampa Bay defense, which was highly criticized this entire season. Because Tampa Bay, they got to the quarterback. They did it a lot throughout the game. Tampa Bay would not allow Patrick Mahomes to beat them, and they did that. And they also didn't allow Hill to beat them. Hill had what? Hill had one of his worst games ever. And so did Patrick Mahomes. They both didn't play great. And I did not predict that. I predicted that Tampa Bay would win the Super Bowl. I said that. Go check my last podcast. But when making that prediction, I also said I couldn't see the Chiefs getting blown out. They just got too stacked of an offense. And they did. Wow. So credit to the defensive coordinator. Credit to the defense that went out there and just attacked Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes had a bad night. I don't think he was used to seeing that many bodies thrown at him. And dude, this guy was literally running back like 10 minus yards just so he could throw off the football. Did you see that one play? He's like, the guys are chasing him, and he's like falling down. He throws the football, and he throws it prattly to the guy. That could have been a touchdown. And he had a play before that when it could have been a touchdown as well. So, some of it is also that guys weren't catching. So, listen, I think, and I'm not trying to blame Patrick Mahomes, because I think you got to criticize the O-line of the Chiefs, because they did not protect Patrick Mahomes whatsoever. So I can't. A lot of people are talking about Brady and Brady and Patrick Mahomes, and of course Brady was the better quarterback. But I'm only gonna criticize Patrick Mahomes so harshly, considering there's only so much he could have done. If guys are dropping passes, if the O-line isn't protecting me, there's only so much he can do. So, man, it's something. It's just, if you were to tell me the Chiefs wouldn't have scored a touchdown by the half, and their 9 points would have only been they're 6 points. It was 26 and a half. His 6 points would have only been field goals. I would have looked at you like you're crazy. The Chiefs with by far, according to everyone, even me, the best offense in the league. And I think they did not run the football, which is interesting. It was an interesting choice. Because you were just looking, and maybe credit to the defense. But if you're throwing the football, I think they relied too much on doing that. Because Pat, literally, their entire offense was throwing the football. And sometimes the safety would double hill. So they'd play man to man. I think they played it beautifully. The passing game of from the defensive perspective of the Tampa Bay Bucs. So I think you got to run the football. I think they should have attempted to run the football. They didn't whatsoever. That's what made the Chiefs deadly, according to me. The fact that they could throw and run the football. And they got elite receivers. Kelsey, he did not have his best game either. Regardless of what the stats say. Kelsey was dropping passes. Kelsey was making mistakes. And he knew it. He was he was frustrated during the game. I think I don't want to label this team soft. What I want to say is that I don't think the Chiefs. I think the refs let the Tampa Bay Bucs get away with more, like when it came to guarding, like when it came to guarding the receivers of the Chiefs and just attacking the quarterback. I could understand some point there. I mean, and hey, shout out to Antonio Brown. He got his touchdown in the Super Bowl. He's probably coming back next season, and we're going to talk about next season and what that looks like for the Tampa Bay Bucs. So, to keep it short, to summarize, I'm excited, I guess, because I wanted Tampa Bay to win, and I picked them to win. I didn't expect, but I'm also very disappointed because I expected it to be a similar game to the regular season matchup. So in that sense, I'm disappointed because I was expecting it to be a close, an offensive game, really. A close game down to the wire. And either it's going to come down to Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady closing the deal and one of them making a mistake and the other guy winning it. But it came down to the old expression, defense wins championships. Credit Tampa Bay. They learned from their past mistakes in their regular season matchup. And their defense was elite. Their defense, as I said, got to the quarterback, defended receivers, doubled Hill. Kelsey had a bad game. So credit to Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, number 7. He's the GOAT. And we'll talk about the GOAT conversation in our next podcast. Thank you.